International Day of Democracy, what is the importance of democracy, and what is the purpose of celebrating this day. Hello everyone, I Kavya Kulsresht welcome you all with the report given by Aditya Shukla. On 15 September, International Day of Democracy, the United Nations General Assembly decided to celebrate September 15th as International Day of Democracy, in order to promote democracy and to spread the importance of it to the people and to promote and preserve its principles. On this day, people are made aware of democracy through various programs. And the main purpose of the day is obviously to promote democracy. The first International Day of Democracy was celebrated in 2008. A special event was organized in the Parliament by Inter-Parliamentary Union in Geneva to mark 15 September 2008 as the first International Day of Democracy. The main objective of this event is to bring democracy to the last person of the world, and the importance and values of democracy were to be established in every country of the world. There are two types of democratic system in the world. One is parliamentary system and the other is presidential system. India adopted the parliamentary system of democracy and called India the largest democracy in the world. Because here's the world's largest population use their vote to elect a representative for themselves. Importance. The International Foundation for Electoral System observed on 15 September as the International Democracy Day confirms the right of the people. The theme of the International Democracy Day in the year 2020 was COVID-19, a spotlight on democracy due to COVID-19. On this occasion, the UN General Secretary said, as the world confronts COVID-19, democracy is crucial in ensuring the free flow of information, participation in decision-making, and accountability for the response to the pandemic. Antonio Guterres, United Nations Secretary General. Now the meaning of democracy. In a country where the public conduct the affairs of state on its own, it is considered a system of democratic system. Democracy literally means the rule of lok, means public. According to former US President Abraham Lincoln, democracy is the system of governance in which the government is formed by the people and for the benefit of the people. Now the commencement and expansion of democracy. The rule of democracy first started in Greece and gradually it expanded to countries like America, France, India, etc. Today the situation has come that the present era has started to be called the democratic era. In a democracy, a poor has as much power as a ghetto and is not discriminated against in a government. According to Aristotle, in a democracy, the poor will have more power than the rich because they will be more in number and the will of majority will be paramount. Classification of democracy. Another classification of democracy is the political and economic democracy. Political means that all citizens of the state get equal political rights. Economic democracy means the distribution of the means of the state to be fair and equitable. In the absence of economic democracy, political democracy is meaningless. The state provides opportunities for the development of the individual. The state is the instrument and the person is practicable, that is, the person is considered greater than the state. We also know a kind of classification of democracy as direct and indirect democracy. In direct democracy, all adults participate in the civil governance system. In ancient time, it was possible that everybody could participate because at that time, small towns used to be kingdoms. but these days are very big. In the modern era, the tableau of direct democracy is seen in Switzerland. In indirect democracy, the people elect and send their representatives, and this representative act as governance. From the point of view of governance organization, two forms of democracy are found today. The public elects their representatives on the basis of political parties, one parliamentary and the other presidential, where the form of government is parliamentary. The leader of the party whose representatives are in the majority is appointed Prime Minister by the head of state. But the President is not completely independent in his appointment. He cannot appoint any member of Parliament as the Prime Minister. In such a manner, all the power rests in the hands of Parliament. The President is appointed the leader of majority party of Lok Sabha as the Prime Minister have to do. Where the President of the government is in the form, the head of the state is the real head there. The same is the executive. He becomes independent of the assembly as part of it. Such is the nature of government in America. It is said in favor of democracy that public interest is protected in such a government. The public takes an active part in governance so that even his representatives cannot ignore his interest. If these representatives conduct against the public interest, then in the second election, the public does not choose them again. Now coming to the blame of democracy. Along with the characteristics of any system, it also has some faults. So let us know what the faults of democracy are. Democracy is also not free from defects. Democracy is said to be ruled by fools and unqualified. It is the importance of number rather than qualities. In this, scholars, experts, illiterates are all considered equal. Everyone's understanding is taken equal. It is said that in democracy, human beings are counted, not weighed. The famous scholar of political science, Faggot, has called the rule of democracy a rule of fools and unqualified persons. He argues that even in every country there are more fools. The majority is always fools. That is why the majority rule of fools. Governance is uneducated people neither have the knowledge of their rights nor importance of governance of the democracy. It is very practicable government due to committees and conferences. There is unnecessary delay in editing of the works. There is a wastage of money of the government candidates and public in election and publicity. Coming to the conclusion. Political awakening requires that people have an interest in public work, and also democracy is also an aspiration. But democracy is not possible even if the representatives of the people do not fulfill their responsibilities. In democracy, no individual or class is ruled. There is an attempt to reconcile the opposing heat and opposing views. Therefore, it is necessary to have a sense of tolerance and the harmony in the public. That's the end of my report. Keep watching Saral Bharat News. Thank you.